Hello everyone, Happy New Year. It's Bale and Wire. As you see, I got Jimmy Hoffa here. I do have him ready to go for his state inspection. I've actually got an appointment this Thursday, but there's some other stuff I'd like to do before then. And you guys would, stay tuned and we'll have more on old Hoffa.
All right, as you see, everyone, we've got Jimmy up in the air there, and that's just because I'm draining the oil in him and going to put a new filter in it, and well, just kind of looking at everything underneath. I want to show you what we've got going on here. So this heat box right here definitely needs attention. I can't get any of this to work. And the controls inside have issues, and that's something else I'm going to handle. I did get some parts from Classic Parts down in Riverside to take care of the cable. The levers they did not have in stock, so I'm just going to try to make them work. I may have to extend them. But we're going to try to get some heat in him because it is getting cold here now, and I would like to have a little bit of heat. And hang on just a second, and I'll show you some stuff inside.
All right, now we're in a cab. I'm going to go ahead and take that box off there and the cables and that control panel. I think if I can get it all out, I'm going to work on that now, and hopefully I get all that out, because I like to take that heat box off of the firewall, and you got to take it off through this side. So that's what I'm going to work on now. All right, well, I started to take this apart. I'm going to bring you guys back in here and bring you back in here. Take a look here. Look at all that spray foam in there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a screw probably right in there that I need to get to, so I'm going to try to get all that spray foam out of there. They do make a gasket kit for this that you can put on these, and I got one. So when we get this all back together, I'm going to put it in. All right, so there wasn't a screw back there. I went ahead and got this puck loose. Let's see what we can find in here. Oh, look at there. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We'll get the vacuum cleaner back out, and then we'll take that. Looks like we got to take that top plate off of there, and then we can get the heater core out. Now, I'll tell you, folks, this is... some of you are learning along with me, and some of you, I'm sure, has worked on this generation. I haven't worked on this generation a lot. The 67 to 72s, I worked on a lot of them. The square bodies, I used to have a lot of them. I worked on them for several years, and I had a lot of them when I was younger, when they were cheap. Right now, they're not so cheap. But this is really my first time of working on this generation of pickup, but I do like them. Love this old iron. All right, we've got it ready to come loose. That heater core. I've just got it sitting in there right now. We'll go ahead and pull it out. Yeah. This heater core hasn't been in there too terribly long, I don't think. Oopsie. But, yeah, somebody foamed her up good. And it looks like we got some more stuff to vacuum out of there. All right, there we are. There's all three pieces of the heat box there. That's from the inside. That's attaches the firewall, and the fan's down the bottom of it. And that's a cap that this box attaches to there on the firewall. I did get another motor from Classic. I don't know if this one works, but when I was turning it earlier, it sounded a little groany when you would turn it. Yeah, hear that? So we're going to take this stuff apart, clean it up, and start putting all this back together. I still got to try to get the control panel out of the cab, so I'm going to work on that next. Well, here we are. We're back at it. We got the shop cleaned up some. Well, at least this workbench. You can see what we've got here to work on. There's the bits out of Jimmy for the heater. There's Jimmy's seat. We're going to work on getting a Craigslist rebuild on both of these parts for Jimmy. Let's get to it. All right, there it is. That's a control panel for the heat. I've got new cables for it. I've got a new switch. What I do not have is these levers right here that are broke. Look in here. Classic makes a rebuild kit for this. It comes with everything, I think, other than a switch. It comes with those levers. It even comes with the knobs that goes on the levers here, but that one's broke, that one's broke, that one's broke. The fan one's the only one that's not broke. But I'm going to try to make it work for now. They did not have it. I told them to go ahead and order me one. It is on back order. They did say it would be a few days. I may call them tomorrow and see if they think it's going to be close. If it's going to be close, I may go ahead and just wait until it gets here. But we're going to continue on. All right, everybody, I wanted to bring you in here. I've got all the cables and the switches and the lever arms out of that control panel there. I did order some of those from Classic. They are on back order. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about them because that is just a thin pot metal. And two of them are broke. Right at the end, the control knob can't go on there. See, that one's broke. That one's not. That one's, nope, that one is broke off. And then on this side, this control panel, you've got this cover. Goes on there just like that, and some of those tabs were broke. I went ahead and broke the last one off so I can get it off. That I think that we can handle pretty easily. I may just get some epoxy and epoxy that back on there like it's supposed to. I did clean this out. This little green plate right here goes in there like that, and then your light bulb was in here and illuminated this green plate, and that's what made this green down here where your controls were. Now this bracket here has got some pop rivets right there that are kind of cast into this pot metal piece. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut them off of there, clean up this plate and repaint it, and I think that I'm going to just drill and tap that for some small machine screws. It does have some bosses on it, as you can see. So I think that'll work just fine. I think I've got some machine screws work good for that. But I'm going to go ahead and bust those off and go ahead and finish rebuilding this control panel. I may clean all these parts up first, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you what all I need to do to fix some of these parts. Alright, so I'm down to this main part of this box to, fix any repairs or anything like that. I've got all this stuff all tore apart, and now I've just got to clean it. But this main box here, I looked it over and I thought there wouldn't be any repairs on it at all, but I found, see these studs? See how long that one is? See how short that one is? That one's been broken off. Now those are pressed in there a little bit, but I think I can get them out. I think I'm going to take that one out and I'll just make a new one. And it looks like those were okay. That one was in there loose. It's okay. I took it out. I'm going to get it put back in there, and once I get this cleaned up, I think I'm going to tack it in there. I may tack all of them. But that's what I'm up to now. I'm going to get this repaired, and then I'll start cleaning stuff up. Well, there it is. Stud's out. I'm just going to make one. I don't know if I'll make a stud exactly like that, or take a bolt, cut it off, weld something to it, but I'm going to clean this stuff up first. I'm going to clean all this stuff up and get it painted. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so this squirrel cage, or this fan, it started to come off of there. I'm going to have to devise some way of getting that pressed off of there. It's been on there a long time. It's not really seized up. I'm pretty confident we'll get it off of there, but I'm going to have to figure something out. Alright, so we're over here at my press. This is what I devised. Let's see how this works. You, like old Waylon says, what could possibly go wrong? By golly, I think it's going. There it is. Well, after practically having to rebuild my blast cabinet, I'm ready to get these parts cleaned up. I got everything all apart. I'm going to clean up some of this goop on here with the die grinder. Then I'm going to load everything into my blast cabinet, and I'll turn you guys around here for a second. I'm going to clean all the goop off of these so it doesn't go through my blast cabinet. And then I'm going to blast this stuff up. And then paint. And then I think I'll put this stuff together after I get home. I got to be out of town for a few days, so it'll be a few days before I can get back on this. But I'm going to try to get this all cleaned up tonight and painted so it's ready to go when I get back home in a few days. I don't want to bore you guys with all the sandblasting. I'm going to go ahead and clean this stuff up. Alright, so there it is. I got stuff in the blaster. I'm going to do this a little bit at a time, and it's really noisy with my air compressor running, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all blasted, and then I'll bring you guys back when I get it all blasted. Alright, well, there's Jimmy's heat box partially put together. I'm kind of fitting this together at first to see what I got to do. I need to modify some of this. I don't think that heater core was the original one for the truck. If you look right here, somebody has cut that out pretty bad. And I believe that one of the tubes should have gone through that spot right there in the front. and then the other one would have gone right there. And the cover that goes on here, if you look, it's been cut on too. So I'm going to repair this stuff, and then I'll get back with you. I think I'm going to make a plate for the bottom, or maybe even 2 plates. And then the top there, I think I'll piece that in with some bolts, because that's pot metal. And I could TIG it with maybe some thin aluminum, but my TIG machine right now, I don't have it all set up. So I think I'm going to get a thin plate, make me something to fill this stuff in. Before, it just had gobs of spray foam in it. So I'll bring you back in just a little bit when I have some pieces made for this. Alright, so I've got everything for the heat box on the outside of the firewall of the truck. I've got it all blasted, rebuilt, whatever I need to do to put it together. So I'm going to start putting it together, and the control panel that goes on the inside. As you can see right there, I took that apart. Those were rivets that I had to cut apart there, but I did drill that out and tapped it a 632 so I can put some machine screws in it. So I'm going to put you guys on a tripod and start putting this stuff together. There's most of my parts for that control panel right there. And over here is most of the parts for that. I'd once again like to shout out to Classic Parts. So far, everything I've needed to make this happen, I've gotten at Classic. And like I said before, these people are good to me. It's been quite a while. I've had this stuff apart quite some time. I've been almost a month trying to get all this stuff going with this. So I think I've got a picture that'll tell me where all those cables go and what location. I'll have to look into my photos and see if I got one. But let's get started. Well, one rebuilt heater control panel for one Jimmy Hoffa. We're getting closer. Well, here we go. I forgot something. I got to put the hat on there before I can put all those screws in there. So I need to take some of them screws out so I can put the hat back on there. Well, oh well, there we go. Well, it's ready to mount in the truck. Now this heat box right here mounts on the firewall, and I've got that ready to go. Got a new gasket here. I'm going to get that mounted in and then start rebuilding the inside portion. All right, let's get this heat box and firewall put in. Be right back. I dropped the bolt. Okay, so I got a couple studs on the backside I got to put some nuts on, and I need to hook the heater hoses up, and I got a couple of shut-off valves to put on the heater hoses. So I'll get that stuff ready to go and I'll bring you back in here. Okay, so here's the parts for the inner part of the heat box. And I think really I kind of went too far, but I mean, it is what it is. So this is a blend door, I believe, that makes your defrost come on. And there's felt that goes around this end of it down here. And there's the rod for it. And then this one here was actually one piece. Your felt goes like this. And then this goes like this. Then there's a rod that goes in between there. And these rods are right here. And I think I'm just going to have to remake them because they're not in very good shape. They're bent up, and then like I cut this one to be able to get it out. And I think I'm just going to remake them. I've got some material to remake them. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to put you on a tripod on the bench, and we'll rebuild these parts and then get them put in. All right, so I got to poke some holes in this felt. It just goes around like that. And it had some staples in it, and they weren't in there real well, but I drilled some holes. I'm going to put some number 6 machine screws in there. And just put it around like that, so when that blend door comes around and closes off, it kind of touches the bottom of the box, and that stops the flow. Let's see, so here we go. Let's see. See if I can find a screwdriver. There's my screwdriver. There we are. Just about like that. Now just 3 more times. That's going to work just fine. It's going to work good. One down, another one to go. I don't know if y'all can see inside of there. But there we go. I think I went to a lot of effort just to gain that being sealed a little bit, but it is sealed. It's actually sealed really good. So I think this is going to be fine. Well, we've got just a little bit of a conundrum here. So here is our old resistor. Goes in here, just like this. Well, I've got two new ones. There's one. And there's the other one. As you can see, something is going to have to be modified. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm either going to have to cut these tabs off, drill some holes, and then get some screws to screw them in there, or I may have to make the backing of one of these look like that, which by looking at it I don't think is terribly difficult. That may be what I try. As soon as I get it figured out, I'll bring you guys back. Well, that was simple. Come to find out, those were just clips kind of went inside of there. They weren't attached to that box at all, so I'm just going to put the resistor in there and drill some holes and screw them in there. Well, there we go. Now this one's ready to go. I'm not for sure if I'm going to go ahead and screw these together, then put them in the cab, or put them in the cab one at a time. I'm not real sure. I'll make up my mind here in just a little bit. Okay, there we go. This is ready to put in the truck. Let's see what time it is, see if we got time to do that. Alright, I'm going to try to get you guys a view of this. I'm going to put this heat box on the inside here. So here we go. Hopefully I'm not in the way of your view. Well, sometimes you just don't have enough hands. Okay, let's try this again. That is just not wanting to cooperate with me. Okay, let's try see if we can put the screw in over here. I think we'll do that first. Well, I think I'm gonna have to move you all over this way so I can see. There we are. Okay. All right, now let's see if everybody can see what's going on here. Okay, one more. Well, to our screw. Okay, hold tight. Let me find those screw. Okay, found a screw. Okay. Now let's get this guy over here. Okay. One heat box installed. Now let's take a look here. Oh, we need to plug in the wire for that resistor. So it needs to go. You know, smart person would plug that in there beforehand, but that wasn't bad. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. I'm hoping, now that I'm looking at this, I may have put that on the wrong way. I've needed to put the cable end over here, put the bin total around the other way, but we'll see. I'll have to get the cable on there and see, but I think I'm going to have to put it over here. Alright, so now I've got the tubes and the cables to put on the panel and the heater hoses, and we should be good to go. I think now I'm going to get the hoses. I'm going to do them next while I still got a little bit of room. Boy, that was a bear, but I got that little tiny hose on there. I should have probably put that little short hose on first on the box before I got it bolted up in there, but I got that little short hose on there. There it is. There's one side of the defroster. Well, there we are. I couldn't get you guys in there very good. I was putting it on, but there's our hose. So controls and cable, and everything else is under the hood. Well, here we are with Jimmy. I'm going to take it just a short trip down the road, turn the heat on and try it, and see if everything's working all right. I've got to drive this thing to town tomorrow, so we'll get in here and get ready to load up. I want to show you something. Let me turn you guys around. folks, the heat's coming out really good. We got really good heat. Right now, it's not doing me a lot of good though, because right there's the highway. I gotta get this panel put back on and get this seat back in. And I gotta get it to town. That piece where that drum used to be is just beating around like crazy. I think I may need to tighten that up, or I may just take it off. Okay, here we go, back to the barn. Well, folks, that's the end of this video. I'm going to get the seat back in Jimmy tonight, and I'm going to drive it to town and get the inspection and everything done. I still got a lot of work to go on Jimmy, but I'm just going as I can. So at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little glimpse. We're going to be working on the seat, the floors, and just a little tidying up inside the cab of Jimmy next. And at the end of this video, I'll give you just a little tiny hint of what that's going to be. So as Cousin Waylon says, and by the way, I've been in contact with Cousin Waylon. He went through his procedure fine and is doing well. I'm sure we'll see him back soon. But as he says, to my family, I love you. And to my subscribers, I sure do appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for watching.